Malik Willis is one of the most interesting players I have ever scouted. When watching fellow draft class quarterback Kenny Pickett's film, I didn't see many flaws or inconsistencies. Willis, on the other hand, is the opposite. He's up and down, hot and cold. But he has the one skill that no one else in this class has: elite athleticism. Today, we're going to observe what makes Willis one of the best college quarterbacks at certain moments, but then flip the script and become one of the worst college quarterbacks at other times. And before we get started, if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. I'll be posting scouting videos all the way up until the NFL draft. And if you have any interest, my main focus is on fantasy football. Now, only 3% of people who actually watch my videos are subscribed to the channel, so do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe down below. Alright, let's dive into some film. Here are Willis's stats from the past 2 seasons. You can see 2020 was a way more productive season than 2021, where in 2020, he led Liberty to a 9-1 record and a huge win over then-ranked Coastal Carolina to end their season. In 2021, Liberty had big losses to Ole Miss, blown out by Louisiana, and a huge upset loss to ULM. I really want to start this film study off by just saying, Willis is very inconsistent. So just remember, for as many highlight throws and runs that Willis has in this film, there's equally, if not more, mistake-prone, bad runs that you'll see that I'll show you in the film. So just remember that. On this throw here, Willis is going to come off a play action, roll out a little bit to his left, reset his feet, and throw a strike downfield. This is a great throw. I love how he reset his feet and made a strong pass downfield. When you're watching film on a player, you notice tendencies and go-to throws. And for Willis, the slant, and especially the RPO slant, was huge for him. It was one of his most productive throws. They threw with the most completions, the most success. And I would say he throws it very accurately, especially on this throw here. You can see, hits the receiver right in the hands, of course he drops it, but it's a great throw. And here's an example of an RPO play action slant. He's just simply going to either hand it off to the running back or reset his feet and throw a strike over the middle on the slant. And that's what he does. Up top, wish it wasn't so high so he didn't get his receiver killed, but still, good throw, good decision. The reason Willis confuses me as a prospect is because he makes the hard throws look easy, like these back shoulder throws. When watching his film, one of his go-to throws was the back shoulder, which is known for being one of the harder throws to complete consistently in the NFL. I don't want to dwell on these too long, but look at the couple throws that I piled together here. I mean, that's more than a few good back shoulder throws, so it's not fluky. Here's another one of Willis's go-to throws, the 10-yard out route. On this pass here specifically, he draws back. I don't love that he fades on the throw. I feel like he's off balance, but it's still a strong throw to the outside. He gets it on the sideline to where only the receiver can get it, with a lot of arm strength and velocity. And from the same game, you're going to see another out route from Willis. It's a good throw, but the footwork once again is just off to me. I mean, look at how off balance he is. It looks like he does like a sidestep hop throw, which is good to show you how strong his arm actually is, but for footwork, that's just a pick six waiting to happen in the NFL. And here's a great throw in the red zone. Willis is going to come off the play action. The D-end's going to come unblocked. Willis gets right by him. The D-end has no chance and throws a strike in the back of the end zone to the tight end. Now, this is what Willis can do because of his athleticism. Get out of the pocket and has a ton of zip on the pass. It's a great throw. Here's another great throw in the red zone. It's going to be a designed rollout to the right, and Willis is just timing. He's got to get this ball out as the receiver makes the cut and put it towards the sideline. Although I do wish maybe it was a little quicker out of the break and towards the sideline a little bit more. It's still a great throw. It shows off his arm. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it's all true. He has the athleticism to get outside of the pocket and the strong arm to fit it in tight windows. So, you remember when I said Malik Willis was inconsistent? Here it is. Here's the inconsistencies. On this throw, simply, he's going to roll out to the right, a throw that I've seen him make a million times before, and he underthrows it, thinking that he can get it in there with his big arm, not throw it towards the sideline, and it should have been picked off. This isn't the last throw that you're going to see like this. Trust me. On this play here, Willis is going to do just about everything wrong. He's going to look just to the left of the field. He's never going to look middle or go back right. Then, he doesn't check it down to the receiver that's open. Then, he doesn't look down the middle of the field where a running back is coming out of the backfield, matched one-on-one with a linebacker with no safety down the middle. So obviously, that running back's going to outrun the linebacker and could get a long touchdown in the pass. But instead of hitting all the open receivers, Willis is going to throw it to the left on the curl route where he's not open. This throw here is pretty interesting to me. You're going to see he completes the nice little drag route for a touchdown. And of course, great throw, the tight end slips out, gets a wide open touchdown. But did he make the right read and the right throw in this play? You might be saying, well, it was a touchdown, how is it not the right read or right play? But you're going to see from the replays I show you, the receiver at the top of the screen runs a deep cross or post, and he's wide open. Sure, eventually he gets covered, but there's a window that I'd like to see a professional quarterback fit it between. Go for the touchdown, not the check down. And Willis has a big enough arm to fit between that window. So I wish he threw that pass to see if he can complete the throw and understands the timing that's necessary for that throw to be complete and not deflected or picked off. This is one of the worst throws that I've seen Willis make in all the film study I did. Down 17-0 against Ole Miss, you need to catch back up. If you let Ole Miss get too far ahead, there's not a lot coming back, especially, your Liberty. You're not going to keep up with Ole Miss, who's ranked 16th in the SEC. It's not going to happen. So Willis throws his ball late off to the sideline and it gets picked off by the safety. One of the easiest picks this safety can have. Let's see what went wrong on this play. So for starters, I will say Willis does a good job using his eyes. He's initially going to freeze the corner that's in the green circle. That corner has to decide if he's going to follow the receiver he's currently guarding or if he's going to drop back to where the pass goes. But Willis uses his eyes and baits him into going down and following that receiver, which leaves the open window on the sideline in red. The issue is, Willis doesn't recognize that quick enough, turn his feet, and reload, and fire the pass off quick enough. He waits until the receiver gets way downfield to where the safety has enough time to close the gap and make the pick. If Willis would have just threw the pass a little bit earlier, if he could recognize that just, a second earlier, turn his hips, no hesitation, and just fire it in there, it would have been a good completion. Here's another play against Ole Miss. It's just Willis once again making the wrong read when he has an open receiver somewhere else. The slot receiver is going to hit the safety with a double move. The safety is going to bite super hard on the fake, and the receiver goes right by him. There is a safety that comes from the opposite side of the field that's rolling over, but there's clearly a huge gap to where Malik Willis can fit this ball in, and he simply chooses to go outside for the not very good positioned receiver on the jump ball. I just want to see more big league throws from Willis. Instead of him throwing up the jump balls to the outside for his receivers to get, I want to see the more, real life NFL throws. Now, let's move on to another inconsistent part of Malik Willis's game. It's the deep ball. You're going to see this throw here. It's a great pass. He throws it from the 20 to the 20, so it's about 50-yard throw. Receiver makes a good catch. It's a good throw. Here's another great deep ball. He's going to come off the play action, drop back, wait for his receiver to break open, and hit him perfectly in stride, out in front, only where the receiver can get it, while taking a huge hit. I don't love the footwork, but when the blitzing linebacker comes right up the middle because the running back misses his assignment, Willis really has no time to set his feet, but he makes a great throw for the long touchdown. Now, here comes the inconsistency. Willis drops back, and I like a lot that he steps up, climbs the pocket to deliver a throw, but he just overthrows the wide open receiver. And here's another throw from the same game. They're going to get Willis on the run, moving out to his right, and the receiver has the defender beat. But Willis just lobs the ball up, and it's behind him, it's off to the right towards the sideline and overthrown. It's just not an accurate pass. This next throw is actually a really, really good throw from Willis. But I hate the footwork. I hate the mechanics. I hate it all. You can't fade on a deep throw like this and just use your arm. Sure, it works out. But Willis is playing Eastern Michigan. There's only 2-3 guys in the NFL that can really make this throw consistently, being Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen. You can argue whoever else, but there's not many guys. I don't know if Willis has the arm talent to make this off-balance throw consistently. Malik Willis is such an athletic freak, I'll show you some examples in a little bit, but at the next level, NFL teams are going to want to get him out of the pocket. It's simple. It's going to happen. They're going to want to get him on rollouts, design boots, all these things. And he has to prove that he can make these throws. This throw is so terrible. It's so bad. He underthrows the receiver by a mile. When he performs a good double move, burns 2 defenders, has a walk-in touchdown if he catches this pass. He doesn't have to slow down. But he does. He has to turn around. He still should have probably caught the ball, but the sun got in his eyes, whatever. But he should have never had to completely slow down and turn around for this ball. I don't understand how he underthrew it so much. Here in the same game, up 7-3, Malik Willis comes off the play action, and he just simply underthrows his receiver one more time. 44 gets beat on this route. I would have loved if Willis dropped back off the play action, took maybe a hop or two up in the pocket to give some arm strength, to get some, weight behind his throw, instead of just planting and throwing like he did, where it felt kind of rushed. It felt like he came off the play action and immediately just had to get the ball out. There was no pressure, nothing. So I felt like he had enough time to maybe take a hop step up where he can get more power, more control with his core and his footwork under the throw. That way, he could lead the receiver downfield and the receiver doesn't have to come back for the ball, maybe the ball isn't underthrown. Now, let me talk about some potential issues that I saw in Malik Willis's film. And the first thing I want to talk about is he takes way too many sacks. I mean, on this throw here, the pocket's pretty clean. He has enough time to make a decision, throw the ball somewhere, throw it away. And that's something he has to learn at the next level. He could have threw it really quickly to the tight end, where it got covered up pretty quick, but you could have threw it into the ground. You could have threw it away. You could have took the one-on-one shot up top and throw a jump ball that I know he likes to do because I've seen him do it a ton of time on film. But instead, he takes a sack, trying to make too much happen, loses 8 yards, and it ends up in a missed field goal against Ole Miss, where you have to get points when you can get them. Here's another really bad sack. Sure, you're playing Old Dominion, who's not very good. You're up 21-3. So when I hear that, it's the second quarter. It's second and 4 or 5. You are already up 21-3. You're getting whatever you want on offense. Throw this ball away. We are already going towards the sideline with a receiver right there for you to perfectly throw it over his head, launch it out of bounds. But instead, you take the sack for no reason. You're not going to make everyone miss. You're not going to really find anyone downfield when you cut the ball, or rather cut the field in half like that. So just throw the ball away and live to play another down. And here's another really bad sack. It's first and goal. Virginia Tech's up 3. You're in the red zone. I said it earlier. You have to get points in the red zone when the opportunity arises, especially against a team like Virginia Tech, who's not the best team in the world, but they're definitely better, more talented than Liberty. Malik Willis is one of, if not the most, prolific big play threats in the NCAA. It's simple. His athleticism alone makes him able to make a lot of crazy plays. Taking a sack right here isn't the worst thing in the world. You're not out of the red zone. You're not out of the end zone. You can make something happen. Of course, I would have liked to see him maybe throw it away somewhere, but taking this sack and then at first it's ruled incomplete, but later it's a fumble, you lose all your momentum, and now you get no points out of that drive. You get nothing. So if he would have just threw the ball away out of the back of the end zone and, lived to play another down, or just even took the sack, they probably would have kicked the field goal or even scored a touchdown. When Liberty played Ole Miss, they got blitzed like crazy. It was nonstop pressure for Willis. And I didn't think Willis did a very good job handling the pressure. Here you have man up coverage. It's just straight up man across the field. And the one thing that I'll talk about a little bit later that I think is really important is you rarely see Willis throw over the middle of the field, whether it's a tight end cross or like a little drag. It's very rare that you see it in his film. Here, I think he has a receiver open if he throws it a little bit early before the pressure comes to the receiver over the middle. And why not throw one of your back shoulders, or, one of the throws that I think he does a lot too is kind of like the jump ball on the sideline, one-on-one coverage. He didn't throw it and he just took a sack. You're not going to be able to do that against a high pressure, team like Ole Miss, where they're obviously more talented than you and they're going to keep pressuring you all day. You can't keep eating sacks. You have to throw it up eventually. From that same game, it's 3rd and 6, and Willis does the thing I want him to do. This is what I want him to see. I want him to be able to scan the field and throw the ball quick. I want him to get the ball out hot. That's exactly what he does. His receiver doesn't even break yet, and Willis, before the blitz comes, gets the ball out. Receiver turns around, ball's right there, catches it, first down. Willis needs to do this more consistently. The next set of throws I'm going to show you are really passes that I'm worried Malik Willis can't make because I haven't seen him do it. I simply haven't seen him attempt these passes in the game, in the film that I've watched. This play here, it's just a simple tight end cross, a little tight end in breaking route. Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh, who I've already done a scouting report on. If you're curious about that, you can check it out in the description below or the notification up top. But here, it's just a simple throw. I mean, it's something that Willis, I said earlier, he doesn't throw over the middle very often. It's very rarely you see that, where Kenny Pickett lived in the middle of the field. Here's a throw that I saw Willis throw one time in my film study. It's the, kind of the tight end, wide receiver, touch, deep throw out to the sideline. And it didn't happen a lot for Willis. I didn't see it on film. Like I said, I saw it once. But here from Western Kentucky's quarterback, who, I'll show you his stats, isn't very good, if he can make this throw, why can't Willis do it more consistently? And here's a throw from UL Monroe's quarterback, last name Suits, I'm not even sure his first name, but here's a tight end, kind of corner route that he completes. So if this guy from UL Monroe throws this pass, why can't Willis? Why isn't it incorporated into the game plan, into the offense? And here's Willis actually making a throw. This is probably the only one that I've seen completed of this actual throw where it's the one-on-one seam post kind of throw where you're in the red zone, you got one-on-one coverage, and you got to make a throw. It just depends if the receiver beats him or not. And Willis, I saw one other time he attempted it, and he threw it over his head by a mile. And this is the other one. It's a touchdown. Sure, the defender fell, but still a good throw in a tight window. I need to see Willis make this throw more. And this is the first, strictly like a pure seam route to a tight end or a slot receiver that I've really seen him throw. There's been a couple of delay seam routes where maybe the tight end will do a block, chip, then leak out. But this is the first true one I've seen, and he overthrows it. It's just so rare I see him make these types of throws. And finally, I'm sure this is what you're waiting for. This is what Malik Willis can do with his athleticism. He's the craziest, quickest quarterback that I've seen in a while, and I hate comparing him to Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, but it's what he is. He really is one of these elite runners. I mean, look at this play here. I mean, he's gonna drop back, look, wait, go up the middle, make a linebacker or a safety miss. I mean, they're not even close to tackling him, and he just breaks it for a long touchdown. On this play here, you're gonna see the pure speed and acceleration he has. He's gonna fake the handoff, and number 33 coming off the edge has no chance to keep up with him. He tries, but it just ain't working. On this play here, the defender's gonna get instant pressure, really be unblocked up the middle, but Willis breaks the tackle, reads his blockers, gets into the secondary, makes a safety or corner miss, and just gets a great first down. He's so elusive at the second level. This next play is just what I call backyard bullshit. It's just a bunch of Malik Willis making something happen out of nothing. He's running around, can't find anything downfield, breaks tackles, makes guys miss, and makes what seems like should have been a sack for pretty much any other quarterback in this draft class go for nearly a first down. I mean, point to another guy that can do this in this draft class. You can't. He's on a class of his own. This is where Malik Willis can be a true difference maker in the NFL. On the read option, he gets the linebacker and D-end to hesitate for just a second. Not even a second, half a second. And that brief moment of hesitation for the defenders is enough for Malik Willis to get the edge and outrun anybody on the defense. He's the fastest player in the field, no doubt in my mind. And this is the last run I'll show you. Malik Willis isn't just an athletic freak. He's actually a really smart and coordinated runner. On this one here, you're going to see him go out to the right, and he has to make a decision. He can continue to bounce this one outside, but instead of bouncing it outside, he plants his foot in the ground behind the wide receiver blocking, and he makes the linebacker make a decision. The linebacker either has to overcommit towards the sideline, which he did, and Willis cuts back for the touchdown, or Willis could have kept feeding outside and maybe outran the linebacker, but probably would have got forced out of bounds. So good move by Willis cutting it back inside against the linebacker, against the grain, forcing the linebacker to, over pursue and go outside the blocker, and Willis scores an easy touchdown. This is what I think Malik Willis can really bring to the table. I mean, look, you're going to see him roll out of the pocket. They're down 15, fourth quarter, 4th and 8. Willis makes a guy miss in the backfield, makes another defender, off balance, gets him away from him just enough with the hesitation move, and finds a receiver downfield on a great throw. You're not getting that from a lot of quarterbacks in this draft class. Here's another awesome play, kind of combining everything Willis does. Uses his athleticism to get out to the right, breaks a tackle, uses his big strong arm on the run to throw this ball 45 yards on the run, off balance, find the receiver towards the sideline, toe tap, first down on 4th and 3. I mean, you can't sum it up. You can't ask for a better play than that. That's just awesome. When scouting NFL prospects in the past, especially the quarterback position, I felt like, for me personally, I always went by the motto of you can't win with a running quarterback, especially someone like Malik Willis. I think I showed you enough film of him being pretty raw as a passer. He's inaccurate at times, he doesn't always read the field great, and he usually can bail out of a situation and get away with it by his athleticism because it's so powerful, it's so elite. But I'm starting to realize after my, years of scouting and just looking at quarterbacks that it's not true. You can win at the next level with a running quarterback. I mean, I see Lamar Jackson being, pretty much in the playoffs every year, winning an MVP. Kyler Murray finally getting his team to the playoffs. Even Jalen Hurts. I mean, Jalen Hurts didn't have a very good year passing, but he still led the Eagles to, the playoffs. Josh Allen too, maybe not a pure runner, but early in his career, mostly relied on his rushing ability and wasn't much of a passer, but look at him now. I mean, he's an MVP candidate the last 2 years. He led his team to the playoffs, was heavy favorites in the AFC, so I throw my old thinking away. I really do think Malik Willis can, be a pro at the next level. Right away, he's going to probably struggle. It's just the truth. I mean, he's pretty raw, like I said, and he's going to rely on his athleticism. He would probably benefit from sitting behind someone for a while, maybe a year, maybe getting some playing time at the end of the year. But if he's forced to play right away in a situation like, say, Pittsburgh drafts him and they don't want to play Mason Rudolph and they say, Malik Willis, go out there and do it, he might be able to get away with it for a little bit because of his athleticism. Finish a year kind of like Jalen Hurts did this year. I mean, finished the year with not a lot of touchdowns. I think it was in the 15-16 range and probably like 10 interceptions. But Malik Willis can play right away, or he can sit. And that's the true wonder of his athletic ability. We're going to see it. And fantasy football fans out there, because I am one too, you might want to draft this guy late just in case. Alright, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you stuck around this long, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll have plenty of more content coming into the spring and over the summer, so stay tuned. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.